Thanks for watching. Past couple of videos have been about my Axial SCX10 version 2 ready to run. You have seen this body. This is the one that I've mangled on the trails and that I've been using very actively in the past couple of months. This is the interior for that body. In the past couple of videos I've revamped this thing to make it look like a Ford, and in doing that I've also turned it into a camera car. So you've seen me unbox this FeiyuTech Gimbal. You have seen me, perhaps you haven't, but I mean, recommend having a look at the playlist. You've seen me machine a sheet of ABS to make sure that I could actually mount that gimbal. For now, the appearance of the car is almost done. Last video, you've seen me paint this shell up. Really easy, just a few colors, but I think it turned out quite okay. I really liked putting those flags on there as well. I don't know, gets me a bit more in the mood for the events. And right now I need an interior. Now I don't have time to source an interior that would be like period correct. So I need to sort of improvise. Now I have this Jeep Cherokee interior made by Proline for their Proline Cherokee SCX10 body. This one is a bit too small to fit it in the Axial Jeep Cherokee. I made it fit with some foam and whatnot, but I was looking at it and it seems like the whole front section would actually fit in this Ford body. So what I did is I got another one of those interiors, and I've been messing around a tiny bit with the rear seat as well, seeing if I could perhaps use that. But I cut the whole front portion out, made it look like this. So this is like a direct cut, just the front seats, the dashboard and the steering wheel, and this actually fits inside. So I did all of this stuff off camera just because I don't think it's really that interesting. What I did to determine how large it actually needed to be is I had like a clear piece of paper, just shoved it in there, traced the line in the front, and that would sort of allow me to see where these lines needed to be and where I needed to cut the interior. Well, I got two complete seats, I got the steering wheel, I got more than enough room also to fit a driver figure. This dude looks like he stood on a landmine. That's not the case. He had like one of those skateboards attached to his feet with some shoes, and I ripped all of that off. I need to cut him in half at the waist, I think, and then I will zip tie him in place. But the first thing I'm going to do is just give this a coat of black. I'm not sure if I'm going to give the seats a different color. I wanted to put like a Baja type of a blanket on it, but the only stuff that I had laying around was something like this, and let's see if I can find it, something like this. And I don't think that it's really going to match the outside paint scheme. So what I'm going to do, just paint it black for now. Perhaps I'm going to make the seats red, I'm not sure yet. This dude will most likely also drink beer, because I mean it's a closed course, so he can drink and drive. At least that's what I figured. And then I have a few accessories that I want to put on the car and in the interior. And after everything is done, I will also put some Velcro strips here to make sure that it actually stays in place. For now, this is going to be the main point of interest, and I just want to get this done just to make it look complete. Okay, the first coat is on, which is the black, and this is really a very thin coat, so I will just turn my lamp on. I use this is a builder's lamp, by the way. A lot of people ask me what kind of lamp this is. This is just a regular fluorescent builder's lamp. You can find this, I think, at any type of sort of hardware store or builder supplier store. So you can see it's fully transparent still, so there's really not a lot of paint on there. Now I stopped spraying coats on there because I have masked off a few different areas. So you can tell perhaps here on the dash there's a few areas that I masked off, this center console and also this bar in the back. Now I'm going to fill those in with a silver anodized aluminum, and that needs to be backed with a black again. So then in the end I will end up with full coverage on the black. After that we're going to cut some on the inside, but I will walk you through that as well. Alright, well, so far this is all done. I ended up with, I think, a nice shade of red. So all this is painted on the outside. So I cut through the clear film. You have seen a few close-ups of that. Peeled what I wanted to have red, and right now I'm left with, well, some clear film stuck in a few places. And I'm going to peel that off. Then I'm going to put some stickers on first, and then I'm going to give everything a coat of flat clear, just to make sure that it actually appears as nice as can be. Again, I really like this shade because I think it goes well with that classic Ford body, and just adds a tiny bit of extra effect rather than just having a black interior panel. Now, if you do cut the clear film on the outside of the panel, because the clear film will be on the top, do make sure that you don't press your blade through the interior panel. The thing is, with these panels, they come from a flat sheet of Lexan. And well, Proline Lexan is really good as it is, but the minute they start heating it up and the minute they start vacuum forming it, you need to imagine this has been a flat piece when they started out with it. And then of course these type of shapes, this was the rear seat, this is quite a deep shape. So they basically press what is like an inch of Lexan originally. That needs to cover this whole distance. So you got like an inch over here, half an inch here, and then you have 2 inch over here. So you can imagine that the original thickness that you have going on over here, that it greatly declines the minute that you start shaping it so aggressively. Hope that makes a tiny bit of sense. So do be careful when you end up in these deeper holes. always be careful when you end up in deeper holes. But I mean, these deeper areas over here, they're really thin, and you're more prone to go through it with your blade. Time for me to peel the rest of the clear film, put the stickers on, flat clear it a bit, and then we can put in some accessories and a driver figure. the interior panel being done, that wraps up this entire build. Making an interior is not difficult at all. Proline has a few good options out there, whether you have a 2-door car or a 4-door car, or you need like an entire interior, like for example with the Cherokee body. They basically have you covered. I know this is not a period correct interior. I did try to make it look a tiny bit more period correct by creating a burgundy shade of red. Now, if you start on the bottom of the panel with the black, then the minute you start covering it up on the outside with red, you can basically determine when you're done. So the minute you reach the tone that you want to have, you just stop painting and you leave it at that. Afterwards, I cleared everything with some flat clear. So this is a Tamiya PS55, I think pretty crucial in your hobby arsenal. It's good to take the shine off a body, like I did in this case, to avoid the glare into that GoPro, but also for an interior, because interiors, they're never shiny. So just giving it a coat of flat clear takes that shine off completely. I put one of those $7 driver figures in there. I just hacked off, that must have looked really terrible on camera. I hacked off the entire half of his body, and then I zip tied him in place. So also having some zip ties is pretty important. I clear coated the stickers as well, so I put the stickers on before I actually put that PS55 on there. I put a few accessories in there, so it has he has a rifle and a fire extinguisher, a sleeping bag, and a beer. And then on the outside as well, I put 2 accessories. So I have this jerry can on the side, and then I have one of those rock jacks over here on the cage, just to give it a tiny bit more detail. Now I positioned that interior panel using some double stick Velcro. So you stick one side to the inside of the body and the other side to that interior panel. That way it's also easy for maintenance or cleaning. So if you want to clean the inside of your windows, for example, you can simply just rip it out. And on the sides of the interior panel, I used some foam just to close the last gap that you have going on. Using some foam also makes sure that you don't hear any creaking when you're out on the trails, because of course a body like this flexes a tiny bit, and that can become really annoying if you have an interior panel that's kind of rubbing against it. I cleaned up all of the wiring. I put one of those braided sleeves around all of the gimbal cables, so those are nicely tucked away. I think this looks a whole lot cleaner. Put some double stick Velcro on the bottom of the bed, and put some double stick Velcro on a 1300 milliamp battery, which I will be using to power this gimbal. I'm not sure how much usage I'm going to get out of that, because it also charges the GoPro, but I'm thinking that it should be pretty good. Anyway, that wraps this one up. This one is ready for Florida and Puerto Rico, so I will be breaking it down a tiny bit and throwing it in a suitcase, but not after I test it, which I will do tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to take it out on the trails with the gimbal, also so I can get a tiny bit used to how top heavy it is, which is not terrible, by the way. And well, then I'm basically all set. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the box below. It can take perhaps 2–2.5 weeks before I get around to replying to them, but I do always reply. Keep that in mind, please. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you did, or this whole tiny series of videos, because I made a few videos about building your own camera car with a gimbal. Don't forget to hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you are subscribed, hit that bell. I'm not sure why YouTube is changing the entire time. It's pretty tiresome, but right now you need to actually click a bell to get a notification. So that's some lame stuff, but do all that and you will be good. If you want to follow along with what I'm up to in Florida and Puerto Rico, Instagram, Facebook, links are in the video description. I will also make sure to put links to absolutely everything: the body, the Axial SCX102 chassis, the gimbal, not the GoPro, because I mean, pretty sure you can find the GoPro, the interior panel, all the most crucial stuff, just so you know where you can actually find it. Yeah, well, that's that. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.
Back on.